Hi, I'm Milena Moser. I'm a writer from Switzerland, and I'm here to share some of my little tricks and quirks with you. A lot of you are really impatient to get this thing done. I'm not sure if you even have a first draft yet, but anyway, you want to rewrite, you want to make it shiny and beautiful. Okay, I hear you. So I brought my little note cards. A lot of people use them in order to plan their story, which doesn't make sense to me at all. It would seem to me that it gets really boring if every day you pick a card and then you do what you wrote on the card. So I do it differently. I use them after I finish my first draft, and usually in my case, it's a huge mess. I once had a novel with 11 storylines, 11 characters. So I get confused. This time I have 3 different colors, 3 different time zones, if you want. The 1940s, the 1970s, and now. And when I finish my first draft, I kind of make an inventory with those little cards. And I only write like one word, just a little reminder on each card. Each card is a scene, more or less. And so, yellow is the 40s, pink is the 70s, that fits, right? And green is now. One can always hope. I digress. See, that's how I write too. So anyway, I make an inventory and I lay it out on the floor in the order that I have written the story. It might seem really chaotic to me. Sometimes it turns out that it's not as chaotic as I thought it would be. Sometimes the way the story pushes itself in my mind actually makes more sense than I know. But this time, so I laid them out on the floor, and I know there's apps for that and everything, but don't do it. Do it physically, because there's something about getting up from your chair, coming out behind your desk, wandering around the room, squatting down, getting up again, looking at the whole picture, that really helps you. It takes you out of your analytical mind, which is unfortunately not your best friend. So I lay all the cards out and I think, this is too chaotic and too hectic, because more than the logic of the story, it's about the rhythm. And each story has a different rhythm. Some stories are told really slowly, moving from one episode to the next. Others move quickly. Others change places, times, characters very quickly. So you have to get a feeling for that. Somewhere inside you, you know. And exercises like this just help you get in touch with that knowing. You're the writer. You know how your story needs to be told. And an exercise like that, living with the colors. Like, for example, I decided very quickly I don't like it, and so because I didn't know what to do, I just put it in blocks. Everything 1940s, everything 1970s, everything now. And that's not how I instinctively would tell a story. But when I see it, the colors have kind of a calming effect on me. It's almost as if this simple structure allows me to tell a more complicated story. I'm not sure about it yet, so I just live with it for a while. And every time I walk by, maybe I change something, maybe not, but my sense of the story intensifies. And that's all there is to it. In the end, only you know. So, of course, if you have pets and kids and whatnot, you cannot have no cards on the floor for very long. But try putting them on the wall. I had a student who had small kids and she had all her note cards in the kitchen. So every time she prepared a meal, about 100 times a day, she looked at them and she switched them around. So try it and trust yourself. And don't go paint by numbers. Okay?